The following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
I'll volunteer to walk in front.
Stump goes ahead by a long way in order to be able to do stealth. Thank you.
Would you like me to join you, Jor-Karroc?
Yes, that would be good.
I'll remain back with the ladies.
Even if I was back there, you'd still be back with the ladies.
You're hardly a lady. Being female does not make you a lady. That's something that the
ladies
horrible little e-stots today could learn.
So is there any point in rolling for move silently with the big noise behind us? Even
well,
if...
I said he was going very far ahead, so you can move silently if you wish. Of course, if you plan on opening your shuttered lantern to see with, don't bother rolling a hide in shadows.
Yeah. Move silently is 5.
Oh, 7. Let's go.
The tunnel appears to be quite sturdy. Stone arches are regularly spaced, and soon you realize that they are extremely regularly spaced, like precisely so. All the bricks in the mortaring are of the same size, you see.
And we're like, oh, it takes us the same amount of steps every time.
If you've got regular steps. This goes on for some time. Soon, you reach a large, vaulted, octagonal chamber. Tracks crisscross in the center, or, well, they would. Only one track is there, on a circular table, it seems. A complicated series of wheels is off to one side. There are 4 exits and entrances to this chamber.
More choices.
Yes. Wait for the others to arrive. Or
You might as well search it if you're going to wait for it.
search this room.
Maybe there is some clue or something hidden here. I can't read. Oh, yes. Yes.
I missed it. It's a pass.
I got a fail.
There's nothing to be found here except some bones and an overturned cart.
Too heavy to put back up?
It looks heavy and metal, but the problem with it is that it's 2 carts linked together. One with seats, side by side facing sideways, and the other a large bucket.
Okay.
Contents tipped out, or was just empty?
Empty.
If we could get these carts, more room there would be.
Does this cart look like it would link to our cart, or does this also have a mechanism to propel it?
Engineering check.
I mean, like the one that we've got. I don't know any other way.
It has a similar mechanism.
Okay, that's all I... Harpex, could we use this?
No, it's on its side.
If it was on its wheels?
Well, take me over there. Give me a closer look.
We'll take them out and let them get a look at all the important bits.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too hard to get it working. It's not going to be quiet, though.
I don't think the other one's quiet.
Let us see if we can roll it over before they are here. If not, we will use their
strong checks.
I have bad strength, but do I have good strong?
Yep.
No, I wish I was that strong.
You cannot pull it up. It is not a one-person ability.
Try again.
This time try lifting instead of pushing down.
Cool.
That's pass.
13, so it's really good.
And
With
4.
fantastic effort, you were able to heave the thing back up onto its wheels. Now, let us get another check to get it on the tracks.
Yeah. 15?
Yep.
That's a pass.
No, I had another 17.
You can't do it.
Maybe we should wait for the others.
Give it one more try. They're still not here.
Well, they're going to arrive during this attempt.
Yeah. It's another 10.
And 6.
With a grinding, screeching noise, you're able to get it onto the tracks. Just as these guys arrive. Squeaky! 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 Rumble, rumble, rumble.
And you just sometimes see Stump like turn around, push his back against it, and then just slump to the ground. Ugh.
Oh, you found another one.
Yes,
Two?
this is slightly different though.
Is this? I think this is what was called a bucket. Tap the big empty one.
There's, as you see, there's more pathways.
North, the way you came. South, east, west.
And the tracks split off and through all of them, or some
Well-
you can only take on foot?
You can go. There are tracks through all of them,
Okay.
but you're going to have to. If you want to take something that doesn't just go south further, you're going to have to get the cart on the turntable and you figure out how to use the turntable.
Which Harpax could probably teach us. This is whether the turntable is functional.
Do we wish to go south more?
Might as well go in the direction the tracker's heading first. You can always double back if it doesn't lead
Can we
anywhere.
join these two machines?
Well, they have these.
Do they
I
have a
don't know
way to
these-
hook them, or
Engineering check.
Harpax? Harpax, can we join these carts together?
Yeah.
How do we do that?
You butt the one into the back of the other one, and it just happens.
Oh.
Of course, getting them uncoupled, well, that's different.
Okay, let's try that.
They do have these weird hook things on the front. Okay.
Surprisingly similar to a modern train assembly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird how train assemblies
That
haven't
just design
changed,
has not
really.
changed a lot over time because it just
This
works.
just won't have like the hydraulic leakage.
Yeah, these aren't modern dwarf tunnels.
Right.
Dwarves have hydraulics,
There you
just
go.
not on that small scale.
Yeah, big hydraulic. So we try
Okay,
to bob
so-
them together.
Yes, we'll connect them.
Alright. You speed up your cart and just bunt it into the other one. Jerks forward a lot. It's really uncomfortable.
I think it's connected.
What orientation does this give us? Is it passenger ones at each end, a bucket in the middle, or?
So what you have here is you've got forward-backward seats now directly facing on to side-by-side seats and then bucket in front.
Oh, perfect.
Were you riding that the whole way?
Not the whole way.
Because it was a long way to walk.
Roy was in it too for a while.
That's alright.
Now we can put someone in this one who will be able to shoot, bow, or sling. If we see something.
We should
Well,
be.
whoever it is should also be able to see far ahead. Either with lantern or with infravision.
He said it.
So which place would you like?
You are the better shot than me. And if I were to use the new bullets, I might destroy the track.
Then why not use the old bullets?
I could, but I think you are also more deadly. Your bow is more deadly than my sling. With regular bullets.
Okay.
Well, if I still had a pistol bow. I'm sure I could prove equally useless.
Nonsense. You're extremely adept.
Is there a place to hang the lantern?
Yes, there is. It's like dwarves think of these things.
Imagine that.
I know, it's like it's a mining culture or something.
That's what I thought I'd ask.
We hook
The problem
Stump's collar on
is,
the-
it's not exactly made for your surfacer lantern.
Yep.
But you can do it. You can use it. It's just suboptimal. Put the little clasp over the top and it goes click into place. And there's your loop held there. And so you treadle off south. Squeaky, squeaky, grind. Squeaky, squeaky, grind. Eventually you pass through another guard tower place. Surprise, surprise. And keep going, presumably. Eventually, the tunnel begins to turn. And you find yourself coming out, and with the lantern reflecting off piles of gold as you go across a raised rail into a much larger structure that is on the far side of the wall you couldn't see earlier. You see the gold shimmering around beneath, marveling at the magnanimity of the cavern and the sheer amount of gold
Yeah.
that must be here.
I thought the previous hoard was massive.
It's definitely bigger than the ones I've seen.
Dordanak is thousands of years old.
So he has several close by hoards.
And this cannot be the amount of gold that was in this town. It's too much.
He has brought it from other places.
Indeed.
Or it was brought to him.
So you went, and it looks like what we're heading into next would be the grand hall of this place.
Interesting.
You pass again into the dark interior, and the cart soon comes out into a large, what would be, I guess, 2-story tall, vaulted interior. It looks a lot like a rail station, if you would. You see many tracks with carts, some upright, some upended, some with gold spilling out of them, others with decayed, tattered cloth, emptiness, ash, hammerheads. And your cart's journey comes to an end against a large trellis with some kind of big plates on it with a giant coil of iron behind it. This is abrupt, and everyone is tossed about. I'd hit on the brakes before we hit that, would have been keen.
What are brakes?
The big lever on the... Huh, that's odd. Where's the big lever?
There's a wee stub there.
Oh, well, never mind. Let's not go very fast.
You said at least some of the mine carts had gold spilling out of them because they're on their side there. What form does the gold take? Is it coin form or
Ingots.
bar or ingots? They were transporting ingots of gold. There was probably a great forge down here. Would that be correct?
Not a great one.
Well,
It's too small for that.
Maybe that is some of the gold from before Thordanek.
It's possible.
They were moving
he
it.
hasn't added this to his hoard for some reason. I suppose he could probably considers it still part of his hoard, but
Could he get into this easily?
If he wanted to. I
Because
mean, it's a dwarven fortification. It will stand up, but not against a determined dragon. Not for long.
also it's here. It's his. It's. It may not have his marking on it, but would you take the risk?
How big a distance? You said that smart dwarves would usually have several caches of gold. Rather than having one big one, they'd have it split into...
To stop dragons.
Yeah. What distance are we talking about between each one?
100 yards, maybe?
So all it would take was for him to get enough gold, dump it in the middle of all of them, and then suddenly you just got one big hoard.
Sure, but there's too much gold out there for this place. This place is too small. This is outpost-sized.
Ah, so this would be a staging area where they'd then send it deeper.
No, this looks like a trading port, like I said, with the canals.
Ah.
This
Right.
would be like a processing and handling facility.
Okay.
Are there any...
I don't know why you'd build one underwater. That doesn't make any sense, but I'm guessing it wasn't always down here.
Are there any dwarven
Sorry, what-
body remains down here? I know there were in some of the other...
Yes.
It wasn't down here?
It's possible it's slipped down over time, or... I don't know why you'd build one under the ocean, under an island, next to a drow city. You'd build it above it, on the surface of the big underwater ocean. When we were up there, I could see that, like the large canal-like streets where you would have a ship pull in
Ah, okay.
and dock up with a building, and then pass through.
So this land may have slumped during the after the Imperium.
Oh, most likely. And it's come down a long way, so maybe it was done to it.
Yes. He may have brought it down with him.
In which case, he's done well to provide it a roof.
I don't know. Magic.
Maybe.
So the Great Wall is next.
Can you tell about the minerals though from the land?
There's not a lot down here.
Okay, I mean like last time, as you said, it didn't feel natural because it had all been things that didn't mesh together.
No, it doesn't have that feel. This feels like more bloody Underdark.
Okay. We wish to go deeper.
I'd be interested to see this grand hall.
Never seen an orc.
You cast the lantern light around the darkness, and you see stairs, not the steep ones of earlier, but grander, leading up around a large stone outcropping with a crenellated and worked end, atop which is a big statue of some dwarf.
Anyone you know? Oh,
Yeah, actually, yes.
yeah?
Let's see. Get me closer. I cannot read the writing.
I'll take him up.
Clear it off. It is covered in schmutz. This. This is a trade port and outpost of watching. Col Batard. Not a great name, but a name. And that statue was Agar. Agar Cleftbeard. My son.
Your son?
Looks like he made something of himself after all.
Wow. Interesting.
That's... Yeah, well, then we must enter the hall to find out more about him then. For your sake, at least.
Indeed. And so, with the single lantern providing light, they head up the broad stairs. Every 10 steps it stops and becomes flat for another 3 paces before another 10 stairs brings you higher. At the top of the stairs is a wide passage. Tatters indicate that once fine carpets or rugs must have been placed at the center. alcoves have been expertly crafted, not shoddily, precisely, smoothly, angularly dug in, with statues of dwarves in each alcove, in noble and heroic poses, some stoically, hands upon axe head, others reaching up with grasping benediction, others set about them with the tools of trade. One holding a scales and a gem. 6 on either side. From above, polished bronze dishes hang, perhaps once filled with fire. And at the end of this long passage, there is a doorway. Tall, 3 times Sephiro's height. And it is cast in gold. And it stands shut. Its face covered in a carving of a dwarven head split down the middle.
That's a lot of gold.
A lot of door.
It'll only be a coating of gold. Underneath it will be a brass door.
I was about to say the working of that gold is magnificent. I'm a human.
Seen one door, seen them all.
I'm a human, you know.
Oh, right, yeah, you know. Then this is the ancient and, that's a door. It's a boastful door.
Is that a certain dwarf or
Is that your son again, or
Oh, no, that's a dwarf head.
just
a generic?
It's every dwarf. You know, it's every dwarf and no dwarf.
Yes.
It's incredibly poor form to put a specific dwarf on a door, unless it's a tomb that has that dwarf inside of it. So, care is taken to make sure that the features on the door are always exaggerated so that no actual dwarf could ever match it. I could tell you a story that I was told once about a young lad who was born with such a ridiculous face that his father took a knife to it to cut his nostrils so that he would not match an actual door that looked like him.
Then every building with that door would be his tomb.
So his father cut his nose on one side so that he would not be the same. It was that, or change all the doors.
Yeah, one is a lot easier than the others.
So how do we open this big door?
By pushing it. I know with being exposed to dwarves having their
Counterweight
doors, so I at least attempt.
What are you doing?
Oh, it's a pull.
What? No. This is a door to a great hall. You have to know the password.
It's magical.
Of course.
I thought you didn't deal in magic.
We don't. We employ people who do.
What would your son use as a password if it was his?
I don't know.
Harpax?
The door begins to open.
I smirk at Harpax.
Yeah, that's good.
Fucking
I was literally just thinking that
Awesome.
Your son obviously thought well of you, I say over the sound of the door. Grinding, I assume.
I can think of
The
times
door
where that would be
opens
bad
fully,
password.
revealing the darkness beyond. One by one, tall, column-topped braziers burst into flame. A ring of fire erupts high up to the ceiling like a halo of fire, of polished copper and bronze dishes to reflect around the room. The room, therefore, seems like a heart of gold, even though there's very little gold in it, actually. A great walkway suspended over a large carved pit filled with gold and gems. Well, I say filled, it's halfway up. A fall down that far would undoubtedly kill you. Which is why there's no handrails on the stone bridgeway over it. Halfway across the bridgeway, two thinner bridges reach off to the sides where there are smaller doors. At the center, the bridge continues onwards over the pit until it reaches the far end, where a large throne sits atop a dais of like angled stairs which lead up to it. Halfway up, a platform raises out, every 10. Upon these, an angled writing desk and seats have been set to the left, and 4 ornately carved stone seats built right into the ground off to the other side, the right.
Maybe that was Agar's throne.
Most likely.
I'd say it would be.
I do not want to fall.
Atop the throne, there is the remains of an armoured and crowned dwarf. A skeleton held up only by its armour.
I think we should at least take Harpax across to see it.
I'm sorry, Harpax. Be cautious. Is this where offerings would be thrown? I say, looking down to the gems and everything.
Oh, that's an ostentation pit. We don't call it that around outsiders, but it's a sign of wealth and greatness. The higher it up it is, the better you are. Some say the wealthiest kings who employed this measure would be able to throw someone into the pit and they wouldn't die. Frankly, this is probably his personal reserve.
Out for all to see.
It's also a sign of trust. Anyone can just take it.
Yes.
But they don't.
Well,
It's still a distance down to get it, though.
Have you heard of rope and bucket?
Yes.
There we go.
Then begin making our way across the...
yeah, very carefully make my way
Yeah.
across.
heading towards the throne on the far side.
You head across towards the throne. I don't know what you want. It's a fairly standard journey. Of course, the floor is like dusty and gritty.
Yep.
You do, when you get closer, see the occasional dwarf slumped near the edge. We're in the middle. Basically just piles of armor and bone.
Does the armor look damaged?
You roll a perception check.
It's a pass.
It indeed seems like the honor guard have all been attacked in the back with axes.
Oh, God. This looks like they've been attacked
What?
from behind with axes. Look at the guards there.
Axes.
Was it dwarven axes?
You can't tell me. You don't know.
But yeah, so the size again.
The size and nature of the wound of the damage to the armor indicates axes.
Yep. It's
And all from the back.
all from the back. Go up and check the his son's armor.
Any skills to see what height they came. You know what I mean?
That would be cool, but I do not.
Yeah.
When you ascend the final stairs to the throne, and you see indeed that this king must have been, or this foreman must have been killed by either a short sword or a dagger, from the looks of it, still thrust into his chest,
From the
where
front,
the armor
really.
plate
Yeah.
splits. right up, sort of like under that bit there before the under the gambazon.
Symbol on it?
That's
What?
well, the dagger you were looking at is dwarven in nature. It has a polished yellowy orange gem in the pommel and an ornately carved hilt and crossguard. But that dagger.
Yes.
Those are given to the Captain Commander of the Defense Watch.
So,
The second most important dwarf in any city.
Is there a coup here?
What's that?
Feels like betrayal.
are you saying that the guard captain killed the foreman?
I am.
How bad is that in your terms? It's bad in my terms, but I'm picking...
Basically treason, correct?
They would have been like brothers.
Does the armor and the crown match the statue?
They didn't take the crown. They didn't take.
Crowns are for kings.
They didn't take the gems.
They left.
It wasn't about the crown.
They left.
Yeah.
See if there's any documents. I don't know if there'd be anything we could find, but...
Go and take Harpex over the writing desks.
After such an amount of time, the papers and parchments have been destroyed.
And nothing
Age.
graven into stone.
Nothing here.
There is nothing we could find.
Where would... in a normal settlement, where would the guard captain be situated? His normal...
You would have the first seat there.
Check the...
Indicates the first 4 seats.
Have a look around that first seat.
Yeah, it's a seat.
There's no dwarf body on it. or anything.
It is the one that is unoccupied.
Oh, the other seats have bodies in them. Same dagger wounds or axe wounds?
No wounds whatsoever.
Poison, maybe?
Which there wouldn't be if their throats had been cut.
No, there wouldn't be. Ah!
The armor fronts are stained and pitted with, well, you can't say blood. There would just not be any biological remains.
Yeah.
I mean, like, here, though, it would be that their helmets have just sunk down onto the collars and that those bits that come up would just stop the skull from rolling out.
Would you have us take the dagger as proof of this betrayal?
Leave it.
Okay.
How many honor guard would you averagely have?
12.
Count the number of...
There are 6.
half of them.
Of course, I've got to sleep sometime. It's an honor guard. They're not actually expected to do anything.
Did you leave your son Elon?
No. I left him nothing but that which he could seize with his own skills.
And he's done well for that. Did well.
You obviously left him with wisdom.
You wouldn't have known it at the time.
I'm sorry, Harpax.
Is there any...
You
wait,
didn't do it.
is there any way for you to find out who his second in command is?
A hall of records.
Where would
If
they...
they have one.
Where would you keep them? I know you dwarves like to keep things similar.
That will be somewhere here. One of the side chambers, perhaps.
Then we will search.
You may not be able to bring him back, but at least you can... we can help you.
His betrayal will also be long dead.
We'll have a look anyway. So we'll try one of the side rooms.
Which one?
If we've gone down from its left end, so as we leave the dais, it's left.
Okay. You cross the narrower bridge, and you see the door. There are two dwarven corpses outside. One of them has a throwing axe smushed into the open part of the front of his helmet. Still there. The door is not hard to push open. You move inside, it is dark.